What's up guys, and welcome back to Tricky Carping. If you can't already tell by the road behind me, I'm down on Bluebell Lakes. I'm fishing mallard. I've already done one lap this morning and I've bucketed a peg up the top behind a few lads, but they're not going to be off for a couple of hours yet. But it's hard getting some spaces on. It's the first time I've been down here. There's over 1,000 fish in this lake. It's the biggest lake on the complex. And they reckon it's the easiest for a bite. However, the two lads who I'm jumping on behind have been here for 5 days and had one fish between them. So, does anybody know anything about that? Gazebo. It's got chimneys and satellites and everything sticking out of it. It's like it's been there forever. Possibly the bailiff uses it. Pretty cool. But yeah, so head back up to the peg and just sit in the van, I think, and wait a couple of hours till these lads have got off the peg. And then I'll run you through my tactics, what I'm going to be using, where I'm going to be putting my baits and stuff. So see you in an hour or two. So I'm just stood waiting up at the van. If you've never fished Bluebell Lakes before, what you do is you come to the main gate, you drive straight down this long road behind me, find the reception on the right hand side, wait in the queue. Luckily we were first at the gate this morning, so straight into reception, and they give you a sticker. Give you one of these stickers, which I've put on a bag. You put it on your bucket or on anything, and you walk around any of the lakes you want to be on and put that bucket on your peg, and you have the right to reserve that peg for up to 2 hours. You then walk back to the reception, tell them where you're fishing and pay for however long you're staying for. In theory, sounds like a good system, but a lot of the times you're putting buckets behind people and waiting to get on, because it is a, like I say, the busiest day ticket water, well, one of the busiest day ticket waters in England. But it's a glorious morning this morning. I've seen a fair few fish showing over where I've got my bucket, so hopefully once these lads are off, which are behind me, these lads down here, we can jump in their peg. Fingers crossed for a few fish. So this is the lake map of Mallard Bluebell Lakes, which can be found on the Carp Feed website. As you can see, looking around the lake, you've got snags, gravel bars, marginal shells, hot spots, shallows, and in the bottom corner you've got a good social swim, which is exactly where I'll be fishing. We have drawn straws between 3 of us to decide who's going to fish where. I would have liked to have been on the right hand side up against those overhanging trees, because that is where we've seen a lot of fish showing, but I got the shortest straw, so I found myself on the left hand side, casting straight out, trying to find the best ground that I possibly can. So we're finally in the peg now, guys. We've drawn straws, me and 2 of my mates, and as I would have thought, I got the shortest straw. So I've got the left hand side, and they've got the middle and right. I did want the right hand side up against them far trees. There's been fish showing there ever since we got here, and that's where the one lad before us had managed to catch one. So yeah, I've managed to wade out and drop one. I found a nice clean spot in the margin, and I've got 2 at a spot I found at 27 wraps. But other than that, the spot that I'm in hasn't really shown a lot of fish. Hopefully we can still manage to put one on the bank. Well, a few hours have passed now and I've decided to move the rods in a little closer. I've seen fish showing at a closer distance, so I've sent a lead to them and clipped up at that, and it's about 18 wraps. So I'm fishing in weed that's probably around 6 inches to a foot deep. So I've put heli system on with a pop-up. Hopefully that will do the business. I've put a few spods over the top of it. It's just some 16mm boilies, some crumbs, sweet corn and some pellets, all glugged and mixed together. So we'll just see how we get on. Well, these are the rigs that I've chosen for this session. It's a Corda, dark matter, heli-safe system, drop-off lead system, and then down onto a Ronnie rig with a match the hatch 16mm and a 12mm pink pop-up. That'll be cast straight over the weed with a bit of foam on the hook, just to keep the hook up out of the weed. When the foam melts, the hook bait should drop down and sit and present lovely on top of the weed. Hoping. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading well. Jesus, that rain is something else. I'm soaked right through. I've only got shorts and t-shirt with me. But I put all 3 rods out on it. I put around 7 or 8 spods over the top of it. So I'm absolutely soaking now. But it's perfect weather for fishing, so hopefully it pulls a bite at all. But as for now, I think I want to stick a dry pair of clothes on and get the toasty maker on, I think, and have some tea.
Before I take the fish out of the water, I always try and make sure I take the barbless hook out of the fish's mouth whilst in the net and get the rod back out on the money and a couple of spods out there too. This just gives the fish a couple of moments to recover in the net while I get my rod back in position.
How about that for a little dumpling? £19, coming the last morning. We've only got a few hours of fishing left. Oh, it's a real thick fish, that. It's a beautiful, beautiful common. So I've put the rod straight back out and a few more spods on it. Hopefully we can produce a few more fish, but that was in the thick of the weed on the helicopter rig. Nice fish, let's get it back. Off like a bolt. Carnage. Nothing all day yesterday after seeing fish all day showing. Got up this morning, I've had 2 in the space of an hour and a half. Let's hope we can land this one. Get in. That's a nice common, that. Get in. Right, that'll do, brother. Fish number 2. £21.8. Stunning dumpy common again. All 3 rods are back out, so let's get this one back in. What a beauty. Go on, girl. It's next to cruising up. Well, that's it, session over. All 3 rods are in now. It's been a great session. Over the moon to catch 2 this morning. Just finished the session off really, which wasn't going too well. I was fishing long at range on a fairly clear patch what I found, and I kept seeing fish topping closer in, but it was in thick weed. I've changed tactics, I've put the heli rig on and I've chucked it straight into the weed, and it's resulted in 2 fish this morning. So it's a great venue. I would love to return, probably come next week, in the midweek next time I come, to avoid the rush of everyone on a weekend. But if you are going to come, I'd advise bringing waders. I brought my waders to get round to the reeds in the margins, but without them you're pretty stuffed on a lot of the pegs on here. You do need waders. But that's about it all for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and peace out.